This big thing right here is the 6th draft of Legend of the City. I've read through it and I've made notes, and we are ready to start draft 7, which theoretically should be the second to last draft before we are ready for the publishing. My plan is one more draft of story edits and scene edits and get it all done, and then one more draft of line editing. It probably could use more than that before publishing, but all books could probably use more drafts, so I add them. So we just need to be done at this point. Excitement. There are two characters in particular that are causing me a lot of trouble. First of all, Isaac, who originally was here for one page and recently he's just decided he wants to be a major character. He's also at this point 5 different characters that I've merged all into one. There was Uncle Noah and Master Freeman, who I combined into Uncle Garrison. There was Blixton, who got deleted and replaced by Blixton version 2. And then there was Isaac, who was literally just a random name that I put on the page because I needed this role to be filled real quick and I was going to change it later. And now he's taken over for all those characters. The second character that's causing me trouble is Candace, who has been here for a very long time. However, the longer we go, the more I'm having trouble placing my finger on exactly why she needs to be here. Because on one hand, she is kind of important, but feels and also kind of not important enough, but at the same time still very important, and her things she's got to do are things that can't really be done by anyone else, I don't think. I could probably figure out how to delete her out at this point, but I've kind of put a cap on the story at this point because I've been working on it for so long, and she's so weaved into the story that I think even if I delete her in this little period of time that I'm giving myself to do story edit, it's gonna cause all sorts of ripple effects through the story that are also gonna require big changes. Plus, I just like her, so we're leaving her in. Probably most likely she's gonna be in the final version of this book. I don't think it's gonna ruin it. I think that I could maybe have made it simplified the story a little bit without her, but she's probably staying, and that's probably ultimately a good thing, because I do think she gives a lot to the story, but also not. Anyway, moving on. I wrote for an hour today. Not as much as I wanted to get done today. I'm not feeling it today. I feel slightly ill, but not ill. Just I don't want to do thinking, and I got a late start today and all of the things that are reasons to do, but I got an hour and we're on page 50 of 365, and I would say that it's going kind of well. The issue is there was a lot of things when I was reading it where I kind of knew exactly what I wanted to do to change, and now that I'm in it, like spot editing, I'm just not that into the story, so it's harder to make good edits that flow well, but maybe they're better than I think, but probably are. We might have to do a draft 7.5 just to go through and do some scene editing and make sure everything flows nicely before we get into the nitty-gritty line editing. But this draft is going really super quick. It's going to go past really quickly because, again, we are just spot editing, and there's a few scenes where I have to write whole new scenes for them, but ultimately it's just spot editing. The part of the book that I'm in right now is very frustrating because it's all set up and no conflict, and that's just a no. That's another reason that I want to be done with this project already, because there's just so many foundational issues with it at this point that I now am aware of but can't really fix. We just need to move on. On a side note, I really want to work on superhero story because I've been having a lot of inspiration for superhero story recently, and I just want to be working on that, but I can't. I'm on draft 3 of superhero story, so it's in the area where I kind of have figured it out kind of mostly, and I think I'm gonna be able to start really getting the story to be correct. I think I've pinpointed some issues with it and issues with the way that I'm dealing with the issues, so I'm very excited to be working on that. But I'm probably not going to work on it again until after City is published, or in the publishing process. I might do a draft of it while I'm in between draft 7 and 8 of this one, just to separate myself from it a little bit. But I really just want to be done with this one. So we are marathoning our way there at this point. Hey, guess who's really bad at making writing updates? Because it's been, I don't even know how long since the last one. I've done a lot of this draft. This is all that I have left to go through, and it's going really quickly. I think there is a case of this being the kind of thing where it's taking longer than it should because it's not that involved, so it's kind of boring. I think that's what's happening because a lot of this draft is just fixing little things. I think that's what it is. I think. But I'm almost done. And I'm very happy that this is almost done because it's just becoming more and more clear every day that this needs to be published and done, and I need to be done with this project and not just mess around with this forever, because I still really love this story, but the story is 30 years old, playing video games in my basement, and needs to leave, basically. It is going really fast, though. I think if I can just be a little bit more committal on working on it more, I could be done with this in maybe even just a few days, definitely by the end of this week. Because right now, I think the biggest change that I'm doing, I'm gonna do once I'm done recording this clip. I also need to start editing this video later today once I'm done with writing. I really have not been in a writing mood for the past few days, which again I think is the boredom thing. But this is necessary draft. This is the finishing things draft. This is the last draft that isn't just purely polishing it. Like, this is the final foundations, and then we're gonna polish it a little bit once, and then we're gonna be done. Very excitement. I haven't really had much to update on either, which is another one of the reasons that this has taken so long for me to film a clip. Also, on a different note that isn't writing, reading is not going well either. I finished one book in 2021 so far. It's April now. No, that's not an acceptable amount. This is not good lighting. Can I turn this on? Ha. Oh. So it has been a little bit, been a little while, but it's done. The draft is complete. The draft is finished. The draft is over. This is hand clapping, but I'm holding the camera with my hand. Very much excitement. I am taking a break now. I've been doing a little bit of replotting work, working with the plot on Superhero Story. In between drafts, I don't think I'm going to actually do a full whole draft of Superhero Story. I'm just going to mess with the plot a little bit, mess with the outline. One more draft, and then a proofread for spelling errors and stuff, but one more draft, and then this book is done, and I'm gonna publish it. I have been working on marketing plan, Goodreads giveaways and announcements and everything, so soon, very soon, hopefully, in the next couple of months, there will be a video going up on here announcing the actual title, because it's not really gonna be called Legend of the City. We have an actual title, and hopefully a release date, and hopefully a cover, but we have plans to hire a cover person, hire an interior person, hire people to do things to help. Yes. Excitement. I think I have said everything that I intended to say. It's the time for the closing. Thank you for watching. Thank you for viewing. Be sure to subscribe and stuff, and stay tuned because the book is gonna come out sometime soon in the next couple of months, hopefully, but definitely this year, I think. Yes. I am excitement. Bye-bye.